What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about my trade on GDX. Also took a quick, small trade on SLV. But before we do, let's just talk about the falling precious metal prices. Silver pulled back, I don't know, something like over 2% on Friday. It's been making steady declines the last few days. You also have gold pulling back. I mean, just today, I'll look at the futures real quick. You know, for the gold futures right now, we're down almost 3%. For silver, we're down almost 5%. And you can see these pullbacks are absolutely dramatic. Now, this is definitely going to freak out people who have been buying at these recent highs. It's going to freak some people out. I mean, you can see the sell-off, right? You can see it right here. It's blasting through all of my demand zones. But I actually, on the contrary, think that this may actually be a healthy thing, right? We need the pullbacks. We need to really develop stable levels in price. And another thing I'm excited about is that I can go and buy silver for even cheaper than I did last week. So it's all good in my book. Now, according to Trading Economics here, silver sank more than 2% to around 26.5 an ounce on Friday, the third consecutive session of declines. As the Senate runoff elections in Georgia and riots at the U.S. Capitol pushed the dollar and Treasury yields up, which is interesting, right? We talked about this, the markets reacting positively, the system reacting positively to what's going on in D.C. right now with the exchange of power and, the anger surrounding all of that. But as they say right here, the fundamentals have not really changed. Democrats are now controlling the U.S. Senate, the House, and the Oval Office. So we can expect stimulus. We can expect money printing, very liberal socialist policies, and this is going to be good for the price of gold and silver long term. So I actually think this is a good thing that we're pulling back a little bit. We're finding, we'll eventually find support, at these sort of newer levels. Let's zoom out of the silver contracts here, or the silver future contracts, and just kind of see what the overall picture is. So, we did have that wedge pattern. I talked about that. I think it was last Friday. We broke out of that by Monday, and we were making steady gains, but we had to come back a little bit. We're probably going to test this level here at about the I would say $25.50 to $26 range. Those are the levels that we're going to be testing. I don't want to catch a falling knife, especially when I'm trading. So I'm going to wait until price kind of stabilizes before I really do anything else. But this is a great website, the Trading Economics. This is actually where you can look at the Crb Index. Let me look that up real quick. The Crb Index, hopefully this isn't lagging too bad. The Crb Index is a general index for commodities, right? You have everything from crude, natural gas, lithium, copper, soybeans, the precious metals. Let's see, gold down 52%, down $52 or 2.7% on the day. You've got silver down $1.3 or almost 5% on the day. So these are these are definitely big pullbacks, big market corrections. Is the price of gold and silver being manipulated by the banks, by some of the ETF managers? It's possible, right? There's people out there that think silver is being suppressed, that gold is being suppressed. And I wouldn't be surprised, but it's being suppressed so that the central banks can buy in at an even lower price, right? They're suppressing these metals for their own gain. This is what the modern gold confiscation is about. They suppress the levels, suppress the price, and suppress the price action to demotivate people from holding on to gold and silver, real money, right? People become disillusioned. They become disillusioned with the gains that they were expecting, right? And they're disappointed. So they go around telling everybody how much gold and silver sucks. Don't get into gold and silver. I hear it from so many people, especially in my Discord, that have had a bad experience. This is what the modern gold and silver confiscation is really all about. It's manipulation, deception, and they definitely don't want us holding this, right? even if they can't make it illegal, they're going to do everything in their power to suppress the price and try to convince people that, it's simply not a good asset to hold on to. But when you have the commodities rising, I do think gold and silver is going to stabilize here somewhere, right? The rising commodity prices will support gold and silver prices overall. Yes, we're having like almost a 5% correction and maybe more like a 6% correction in silver. In gold, I'm just looking at the futures contracts right here. In gold, it definitely looks dramatic, right? 3% correction in gold, 5-6% correction in silver, but it's going to be okay, right? I'm still going to be buying. I think this is a great opportunity, right? That is what you do. You purchase on price weakness. You don't purchase on price gain. You buy when there's blood in the streets. So let's go ahead and talk about my trade. Make sure to give this video a big fat like. Smash that like button. Follow me on social media. Comment down below what's on your watch list. Where are you putting your money? What are you looking to trade? Maybe I'll get some ideas from you guys. So GDX, right? This was my my main trade. Now I took about 4 trades, right? Did I maybe overtrade a little bit today? Yeah, I can admit that. But it was a Friday. I had to go to work this morning to do some inventory and stock things up. We got a big truck in, and so I went to work early, right? Got there very early in the morning so that I could get all of this done. It takes me about 2 hours. And I wanted to make it for market open on Fridays, right? Because I'm back into my trading game. I want to make sure I'm here on Fridays. And so I immediately, when I went to sit at my computer, let me just show you what was going on in pre-market. I was definitely bearish on gold today, right? Not long term, but bearish today as far as trading the GDX ETF. So we had this big gap down, right? And if you notice, we actually gapped up on gold a few days ago, right? We had this huge gap up. So this is what's called an exhaustion gap. The stock tries to, make new highs. It gaps up, tries to make new highs, and tries to, make a new trend, but it was exhausted, right? I think it was a little bit too fast. I think this was a hasty gap up where you had a lot going on. You had, the stimulus was passed, right? We found out that they were going to be passing the stimulus, and Trump had signed the bill. This is what initially caused all of this to caused gold to go up. But then we found out that the Democrats won in Georgia, and I guess Trump effectively conceded at least to his second term, and we are assuming there's going to be a peaceful transition of power. And so markets, the system, right, the stocks, bonds, all of this reacted positively, which I think was negative for the price action on gold and silver. But a few days ago we had this gap up, and so now we got to come back and test these levels here, right? We got to basically test where we left off. Could we come down all the way here to this demand area? It's definitely possible, but I think we're going to stabilize somewhere in here. We may even stabilize right where we are. We'll have to see what happens. But let me show you what was going on in pre-market. So it tried to make a new high, failed, right? So this is the supply area, rallied back into the supply area, and then at the open failed again. So by the time we broke VWAP, I was actually trading the 1-minute chart. So market opens, right? We broke below VWAP. As soon as I saw these bottoming tails here, I knew that there were buyers stepping in, right? So I could have gone long, but that was a trap, right? Because you had this consolidation, right? When you see these two bottoming tails, especially if the candle closes green like it did right here, that's usually a pretty good indication that price could, right? It's probable that price is going to go up. But we did have this consolidation period here, all right, which told me otherwise. It told me that the probabilities were we were actually going to go down. We were still below VWAP. We had like 2 candles that did not close above VWAP. They both closed below VWAP. Well, actually, we had 3 candles in a row. 1, 2, 3 candles closed below VWAP. And this green candle's high was lower than the candle before it, right? This is how you read candlestick charts and determine, what's going to be the most probable outcome for your trade. So I got in right on this red candle and boom, we got a major drop. I sold at the bottom of that red candle, right? So I was in my trade. You can literally see this on my trade history. Oops, this is the wrong account. Let me go to my other account. So, yeah, I got in at about 9:30, 9:31. I was out by 9:36. So, I had gotten a couple contracts. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened here. I got into a couple of contracts, probably took some profit here, and then we rode this thing down, right? I think I had gotten 2 contracts. I made so many trades today, it's hard to remember. Yeah, so I bought a contract, bought another contract, and by 9:36, I was out. So let me see here. 9:31. I actually got in a little bit earlier than I thought. So I was in by this this candle, these candles here. Maybe I was reading the 5-minute chart. I'm just trying to paint, get the story for you guys. But anyways, I was very, very bearish on GDX, and it was the right move. We did sort of attempt to rally. We rallied into VWAP, all right, but ultimately it kind of just started bouncing around, and that's when I sort of left it alone. I did trade SLV as well. Let me show you all that. I traded SLV. I got kind of lucky here. We did fall into demand. You can see there was a dramatic sell-off. We fall into demand, and I caught one of these candles for a quick scalp to the upside. It wasn't very much. I actually lost on a couple of trades trying to, get it. I like I said, I overtraded. I probably should have just left this alone. But I thought we would get maybe a dead cat bounce. We've been holding pretty strong here in this area, in this demand on SLV. Remember, these GDX and SLV, they're the gold and silver ETFs. So they definitely reflect the prices of gold and silver, but they're not the actual price action of gold and silver, nor are they actually physically gold or silver. But, we seem to be trying to stay in this level. I think it's possible that we will drop further. I'm probably not going to take any more trades today. I have to go to work later on this evening again. And, I'm probably just going to chill. But you can see these, these contracts here. Like the first couple, let's see. Yeah, so the first couple, I got one at $66, another one I bought at $55, and then I sold both of those at $69, right? The second trade, I actually lost on this second trade, bought it for $39, got stopped out at $37. Then you can see I bought another contract, still on GDX. Let's see, we're playing the short side. Yeah, it was on that call, right? I tried to go long. Totally, was just it was the wrong trade. I jumped in again at for $49, and I was out at $54. Made a couple of bucks on that, and then on SLV. Did play calls, tried to play that bounce, right? Like I said, we got a little bit of a bounce on SLV, but it wasn't much, and I did manage to score a couple points as well. Maybe a little bit more of a dangerous trade, but, again, a lot of the times I am looking at these 1-minute charts, and as you can see, you can really maneuver in and out of these trades. If you catch one of these green candles here, right? Like, let's say you buy a contract at the bottom of this red candle, anticipating that we're in demand, right? That the next candle is going to be green. You could potentially, grab a contract for $30, and then this move right here, you sell out for $35, $36, right? So you're making a couple of dollars on that trade. And if you buy a shit ton of contracts, well, you can see how just a very small move like this can get you pretty substantial gains. My gain in my account today was 3.42%, right? So it's over 3%. That's a pretty good gain. And if I can do that consistently and do that, throughout the week, throughout the month, keep my losses small. That was another strong point of mine today was I did keep my losses minimal as soon as it broke, like, when I tried to play the long side real quick for a scalp, as soon as it broke the low of the previous candle, I got out, right? And I'm glad I did. So keeping my losses small and, just sort of focusing on price action, focusing on volume. I didn't get a chance to really talk about volume today, but I mean, when you see this, when you see these big engulfing green candles that are backed by huge green volume bars, well, that's a pretty good indication that you're going to see some upwards movement. So you could play it that way as well. So there's a lot of things you got to pay attention to. Again, I'm just sort of practicing. These contracts cost me, $30, $40. I'm not spending $150 on these contracts. So the risks are definitely easier to manage than trying to play these big tech stock option contracts. And as long as I, sort of hold it, ride it out, I have my targets. I really do think that this is going to be really great this time around. So we're up on the week, made, I don't know, maybe $30 or $40 trading this week. And again, it's about the percentage gain. When you're doing this, don't focus on the dollar amount. Focus on your percentage gains. A 3% gain in your account on a consistent basis, you're going to be Gucci. That is going to add up over time. And so eventually, I'm going to put more money into this account once I feel confident. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Please do give the video a like. It's much appreciated. All the support is appreciated. Big shout out to everybody on Patreon supporting this channel. Like I said earlier, follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below. And as always, have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next time. God bless.